Now, in this segment, we are going to be looking at differentiation, particularly chain rule. Now, if you want to solve chain rule, it means you are going to be using two derivatives to get dy dx. This is dy du, which is a derivative, times du dx, which is another derivative. So we are using the two derivatives to get our dy dx using chain rule. That is why our chain rule is saying dy equals dy dx equals dy over du times du over dx. Now let's use this question now. But when can we use chain rule? We can use chain rule when we have a question whereby we have 1 over denominator, and that denominator is two functions. When we have 1 over 2 functions or more, you know, when you have a question that has to do with 1 as numerator over functions that are 2 or more, then we have to use derivative. You can see this is a function here, this is a function here, function 1, function 2. So in this case, now if you want to find the derivative of this kind of function, you have to use chain rule. Unlike when you have 1 over 2x, you can see that this one, 2x, is just a function. Now, if we have minus 4, it becomes 2 functions. But when it is one function like this, then you use your power function, which is anx raised to the power n minus 1. But anytime you have 2 functions, it can even be 2 or more, 2 functions, it can be 3 functions, 4 functions, that we are going to use chain rule. When you have 1 over 2 or more functions as a denominator, you are going to use the chain rule, which is dy over du times du over dx. Now, in some cases, you can also use chain rule when you have 2x minus 4. We have value in bracket this way, and it's raised to power something. If it has power, definitely you are going to use chain rule for this kind of question also. So let's quickly solve this one. Now we are using chain rule here. So, and we know our chain rule. To use our chain rule, we need to find our u and also dy du and du dx. Now, before we can do anything, we have to change this from fraction to the power form. It means that we are going to use our indices rule. Using indices rule, we can convert it to be 2x minus 4 bracket raised to power minus 1. Please, if you don't know how to use indices rule, you have to learn it. So what we have done here, this value is the same thing as the value here using indices rule. Now, having done this now, we will now make this in the bracket to be u. Now, we can write our y to be, instead of writing 2x minus 4, we will just write u raised to power minus 1. And quickly now, we can find dy du. So if you are finding dy du of this one, what are you going to do? Finding dy du. It means that we want to differentiate with respect to u. We want to differentiate y with respect to u. So we are going to have our anx 1. So what we are going to use, a is coefficient, which is 1. 1. Anytime you don't say anything here is 1. 1 times n. What is the power minus 1? That is our n times x. But it's not going to be x now because we are using u. So it's going to be u. It's going to be u because we are differentiating u with respect to differentiating y with respect to u. So we are going to use the u. Now n is minus 1. Then minus in the formula 1 in the formula, having now 1 times minus 1 minus 1 times u minus u minus 1 minus 1 will give you minus power minus 2. So answer this one is minus u power minus 2. Now, having done that now, quickly now we can find our u again. Our u, don't forget our u is 2x. Our u is 2x minus 4. Minus 4. We find the y, we find the u, the x. We differentiate this particular one. We differentiate this particular 2x minus 4. So it's going to be, we are differentiating u with respect to x here. The u, the x. Which is going to give, you differentiate this one using power function, you're going to have 2. Now, quickly now, so what we do now, we can now write our dy dx, which is our chain rule, is dy over du. So dy over du times du over dx. So we have dy over dx equals dy over du. Dy over du is minus u raised to power minus 2 brackets, that is times du dx, which is 2, which is 2. So we have our dy du is minus u raised to power minus 2 times the u dx, which is 2. Are you getting this now? So we can write now saying that dy dx equals 2, this 2 here, then bracket minus, instead of writing u now, you now fix the value of u back. You know the value of u is 2x minus 4. You now put the value of u back, bracket, you know, we are putting bracket because it has 2 values. So it's going to be, so that we don't make a mistake of sign. Now be 2x minus 4. Instead of writing u, instead of writing letter, we write the value now, bracket raised to power minus 2. So we close the bracket. So we can say 2 times dy dx equals 2 times, to open this bracket now, we have minus 2 bracket. We've opened the big brackets now. Minus 2x minus 4 raised to power minus 2. That's our dy dx final answer. Please thank you, subscribe and get more of our video.